and welcome to Stories for Wonderful Children. I'm Dan Wendelin, your host and storyteller. Years ago, I began recording the bedtime stories I told my children every night. Now, I'd like to share those stories with you. I hope you enjoy my Stories for Wonderful Children.
There's a little girl named Winella. She lives in a very special house, full of many special rooms. But the most special room of all is Winella's room, because everything in it is pink and blue. Her bed is pink and her pillow is blue. Her cat is pink and her dog is blue. Her floor is pink and her walls are blue. Everything in Winella's room is pink or blue.
But you forgot.
Except for one thing. And what is that one thing, Diana?
Purple.
What is it that's purple?
Ceiling fan. Hey, that's my question now. It was the ceiling fan.
One morning, when she was still a fairly little girl, Winella woke up and decided that she was going to go for an adventure with Joey. She told her mother, she went downstairs and told her mother that she wanted to go for an adventure. Her mother asked her what sort of adventure, and Winella said that she thought that she might like to go to the beach today. Her mother said that that would be fine, and she helped her pack a picnic lunch to take with her. She took several sandwiches, one for Joey that had birdseed on it, a peanut butter and jelly one, a tuna fish one, and a lunch meat and ranch one. Then Winella packed an apple and an orange and a banana, and she packed a thermos of water and a thermos of milk. She put them all into her pink backpack that had her name on it in purple lettering. It said Winella. She put it on her back and climbed upstairs to the roof.
With
She walked up
purple
on-
letter, a purple bag with purple lettering.
It was pink. It was a pink backpack.
Oh, just like my bag.
Just like it, yes. She climbed out onto the roof, and she saw Joey. She said, "Hey, Joey, you want to go to the beach?" And Joey said, "Sure, Winella, that sounds like fun." So she got on Joey's back, and
Are they gonna pick up anyone to eat the other sandwiches?
well, she just brought extra in case they got really hungry, or in case they had to have a snack in the late afternoon. She got on Joey's back, and he flapped his great wings and stepped off the roof. He flapped his wings and flew up, up, up into the sky. And then he turned and started to fly east toward the beach. It was first thing in the morning, and so the sun was still rising in the east. It was sort of in their eyes, so Winella had to open her bag, her backpack, and get out their sunglasses. She had sunglasses that were pink.
Just like
And-
Rebecca's bag.
And she had another pair of sunglasses that were specially made to fit on Joey's feathered head.
Feather hat.
Well, actually, his head doesn't have a whole lot of feathers because condors don't have a lot of feathers, but it had a few. But she put the sunglasses on him so that the sun wasn't in their eyes as they were flying along. They flew along for about an hour or so, and to keep from getting bored, they sang songs as they flew. They sang, "Oh, the wings on the bird go flap, 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 flap. Oh, the wings on the bird go flap, 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 all through the flight." And they sang another verse, which was, "The rider on the bird goes up and down, up and down, up and down. The rider on the bird goes up and down, all through."
And Joey
flight."
especially liked that one.
Yeah, I like that song. And then they had sung several songs before they finally came down to land on the beach. As they came down to land on the beach, Winella was looking around, and she could see that they had come to a beach that was mostly deserted, but she could see off in the distance a very large building. She wondered what it was. But then she got busy playing in the water and walking along the beach, collecting seashells and seaweed, and looking for fish, making sandcastles. And she and Joey had done this for a couple hours when they decided that they were starting to get hungry. Winella said, "The beach is really hot. Why don't we fly over towards that big building and see if there's a shady spot that we could land in and have lunch?" And so they flew towards it. After they flew towards it for some time, they could see that it looked like a great castle. They flew around it once, but they didn't really see anyone outside. And the castle had beautiful gardens. So they decided that they would land in the garden and have their lunch there. So Joey came down to land. They looked around. They didn't see anyone. Winella said, "Hello." But no one seemed to be around. So they landed, and Winella took out a blanket that she had put in her backpack for them to sit on, and she began to unpack the sandwiches. Well, she was only about halfway done unpacking when she heard a noise behind her. She turned to look. The first thing she saw was Joey. Joey's eyes were very wide. He was looking behind her, and his beak was open. He looked a little scared and very surprised. Winella turned the rest of the way around, and there, standing right behind her, looking at her very intently, was the largest and most beautiful tiger she had ever seen in her life. She said, "Oh, hello, please don't eat me." The tiger looked at her for a moment, and then it opened its mouth and it said, "Hello, who are you, and why are you in my garden?" Winella said, "Oh, I'm very sorry. We didn't know this was your garden. We didn't see anyone around, and we were looking for a quiet place to have our picnic lunch while we were coming in from the beach." "And no one is allowed in my garden without asking. It is rude to just fly in."
Was that Flibbertygibit
Winella said,
talking?
"Oh, I'm very sorry." She said, "I didn't know that it was your garden. You're right. I should have knocked on the castle door and asked." She said, "I wish there was something I could do to make it up to you." The great tiger went, "What are you having for a lunch?" Winella said, "Well, Joey here's having a birdseed sandwich, and I'm having the peanut butter and jelly. We have extra. We have lunch meat with ranch." "Oh, And she said, "Oh, and we have a tuna fish sandwich." "You have a tuna fish?"
Flibbertygibit.
Winella said, "Yes, we have tuna fish. Would you like a
Is
tuna
that
fish?
true?
I'd be happy to share it with you." And Flibbertygibit said,
Is
the tiger
that
said,
Flibbertygibit
"Yes,
talking?
it is. The tiger said, "Oh, yes, you are. And you are perhaps not such a bad little girl." He said, "Oh, what is your name?" "My name is Winella. Who are you?" "I am a Flibbertygibit. I'm the king of the cats." Well, said the king, "Oh my goodness, your majesty, I didn't know." She said, "Well, it's a real pleasure to make your acquaintance." "Thank you. Now, what about that tuna fish?" here you go. And she shared it with him. He took a bite. And really, because he's a tiger, one bite for him was about half the sandwich. He chewed it. Said, Who made this tuna fish sandwich? Well, I did, Your Majesty. You made this tuna fish? Yes, I did. You are a very good little girl. I think I like you. You must come back to my palace and make me more tuna fish sometime. Would you do that for me? And Winella said, well, yes, but it's a very long flight, and I couldn't come very often. Oh, that is not a problem. I will show you how to get here very quickly. And Winella said, okay, but first let us finish our lunch, and we can spend the afternoon. I would love to play on the beach with you and your friend. Who is your friend? I'm Joey. It is a pleasure to meet you, Joey. Do you like tuna fish? No, I don't like tuna fish. I like birdseed. I see. Well, all right.
I guess
And then
very early in the morning before she wakes up, she has to get a bowl and ask her mom if she could put some bird seed in it and give it to Joey.
Yeah, probably. They went and they played on the beach.
Joey has his own little house to have breakfast.
Joey eats in his nest on the roof. Winella and
what does Joey do if it's a hot day? I suppose
Joey likes hot days.
Oh, what if it's a really, really cold day?
Well, then he has a little tent that he can put up over his nest. So Winella and Flibbertygibit and Joey all went and they played on the beach all afternoon. Flibbertygibit helped them make sand castle that looked just like his real castle. Now that Winella knew that they were there, she could see that the castle had not been as deserted as she first thought. It was simply that the cats were so good at hiding that she had not seen them at first. And then, at the end of the day, Winella and Joey, Flibbertygibit took them to a low wall out front of the castle, and he said, "Oh no, I will show you how to get here very quickly. What do you think of this is?" And Winella said, "It looks like a wall to me." "Ah, it looks like a wall, but it is not a wall." "It's not? What is it then?" "This is my Cat's Paw Highway." Cat's Paw Highway? What's a Cat's Paw Highway? "I will show you. Climb on the wall and turn around 3 times and say each time, a Cat's Paw Highway, a Cat's Paw Highway, Cat's Paw Highway. Take me where I want to go, and then you must think of where you want to go. This will take you home, and then when you want to come back and see me and make me a tuna fish sandwich, you can come as fast as you can turn around." So Winella and Joey climbed up on the wall. They turned around 3 times saying, "Cat's Paw Highway, Cat's Paw Highway, Cat's Paw Highway. Take us where we want to go." And they both thought about Winella's house. And then they went very fast. And when they turned around, they were there. And they were home just in time for dinner.
Thanks for listening to Stories for Wonderful Children. I created, told, and edited today's story. Questions and witty commentary were supplied by my children. The music was composed by Brandon Thompson. If you enjoy the show, please tell someone about it, or leave a review on your podcast provider. Our email is storiesforwonderfulchildren@gmail.com. You can also contact us on Facebook or Twitter. I'll see you next time.